The most expensive bathroom model isn't the highest priced one, it's actually the one you pay for twice. Hey, I'm Jerry Martin with A New Day Construction covering Northeast Georgia. And over the years, we've been called out to fix a lot of bathroom projects that totally went wrong. That could have been avoided if the homeowner knew the questions to ask, what to look for before they hire that contractor. And today I'm gonna walk you through 5 red flags on what to look for before you hire any contractor to do any remodel in your home. And the problem is most everybody wants a fair price, and I do too. But when it comes to a bathroom remodel, there's so many intricate things that could pop up that you need to be aware of, like rot behind the wall. Plumbing issues, which done wrong, could actually cause you a bigger mess than you had before. Structural issues, when they take out that wall between the bathtub and the shower, that could be a load-bearing wall. And that's when the change orders start. And what looked like the cheapest estimate suddenly becomes the most expensive estimate with all the change orders involved. So when you're interviewing a contractor, ask them this question: what happens if something unexpected is found? What does that look like? They're gonna give you their answer. The next follow-up question you should be asking: can you give a couple of names of your customers where things went wrong and you stepped in and made them right? So if they're willing to give you that information, then you know you probably have the right contractor. But don't forget to make that phone call, because most people don't do that part. Now, if they don't give you the phone number, their next thing out of their mouth is what they're going to do to make it right. But what you're looking for is actual proof, actual testimony of someone that when things went wrong, how they made it right. So if they're not willing to give you the numbers and they start redirecting, telling you how they're going to fix things, what they do to stand behind it, and remember, those are just words. You're looking for proof. So if they're not willing to give you a phone number or 2 to call, then more than likely they're not going to make things right. If they're truly honest, they're going to give you those phone numbers because they've been down this road before. We all mess up as contractors. But one of the things that we're proud of is we do make it right. We do make mistakes. I can give you numbers after numbers of people that we did mess up on that you're welcome to call, and they can tell you how we made that right. So true character shows up when things go wrong, and that's what you're looking for, is somebody with integrity and character and can back things up. Red flag number 2, vague contracts. So this is a big one in the industry, and this is one we come across all the time, is those one-page contracts when it says replace tub, replace shower, replace vanity. You're like, okay, that sounds great, but there's so many integral parts in replacing a shower. Okay, well, what type of pan are you going to use? Are you going to use a mud pan if you're tiling? Are you going to use a Schluter system? What are you going to use to waterproof? What type of valve are you going to use? So those are the things that on those vague contracts, and I see them all the time. So a good contract should have all those things detailed out. With us, our contract is usually 2 to 3 to 4 pages long in some cases, because we're very detailed about what's going to happen on your job. It kind of reads like a story from demo all the way to completion. Things that should be in a contract that you need to be looking for is their license, their insurance, their warranty in writing, and the details about exactly how they're going to do every part of your project. All the questions that you should know, but that vague contract you have in hand is not telling you that. So before you sign a contract, ask that contractor to walk you through that contract line by line. What is gray? Have them explain it. Once they explain everything, make sure they update that contract so everything you guys talked about is in there, because once you sign that paper, that's a legal binding contract, and that's what they're going to do. Anything outside of that is a change order. And one of the biggest hidden things that most homeowners don't know is lien waivers. And lien waivers, if you don't know, it's basically when a contractor charges supplies at a box store. That box store has your address, and so if that contractor doesn't pay his bill, they can lien your house to get paid for those materials that was used on your job. And our contractors, we have that lien waiver already there to protect you as a homeowner. Red flag number 3, large deposit. Now this is a scary one that'll get you in trouble. So especially with your smaller contractors, because if they don't have the money to bankroll the job, when a warranty issue does come up, do they really have the money to cover it? Well, some of your bigger contractors will ask for deposits. But again, that kind of gets you in a sticky situation, because once you pay them that deposit, then they are in control. That means they can start your job when they want to, how they want to, and you don't have any control. Now, what we prefer and what sets us differently than most any contractor in this industry, we don't take deposits. Unless it's something special order, then we take a deposit to pay for that. Other than that, we let our work speak for itself. So if we're doing a remodel for you, we take weekly draws. That way you can see exactly where your money's going. You can see what work's been done, pay for the work's been done, and our goal is to make sure the job's done right. And number 4, one of the biggest, no license and no insurance. So when it comes down to a contractor, a website, Facebook profile, an AI-generated ad, doesn't make somebody a contractor. It's your job to verify the contractor and make sure they're who they say they are. Especially when it comes to licensing and insurance, ask them for proof of insurance to make sure you're covered throughout the whole project. And to go a step further, once they give you the copy of that insurance, verify it. Call the agent. make sure it's in place, because inherently in this industry, contractors can get an insurance policy and still have that piece of paper that says they're covered and they're actually not. And then as you're vetting, go read reviews, read the negative reviews, and then also read how they handle that negative review. That's going to tell you more about their character and integrity more than anything. And remember, a good contractor won't be offended by these questions. They're expected, and these are questions that we answer on a daily basis. Red flag number 5, immediate availability and poor communication. Now, these are two big ones that's really important. If a contract tells you they start tomorrow or in a few days, you need to be asking questions why, because most of your good contractors are booked out. And if they're not booked out, you got to wonder why. Now, I'm not saying that something could have happened. You know, a job could have fell through. They could have just finished up a project, but asking them why and let them explain that is very, very important. Because again, a good contractor is typically busy. They'll have to schedule you in to start the job, and they can't start immediately. And the second part of that is communication. So if not returning phone calls or texts on a timely manner, what do you think is going to happen when they start your job? When you really need to reach out to them and you send them that text or that call going, hey, we got a problem here, they just don't answer. So pay attention through the estimating process how responsive they are. If they're getting back to you immediately, that's a good sign that the communication is on point and they really value you as a customer. So at the end of the day, hiring a contractor shouldn't feel like a gamble. You're asking the right question, going through their contracts line by line, checking their insurance, making sure they have the proper insurance and license in place. Ask those hard questions when things do go wrong. What happens? And ask for those phone numbers so you can pick up the phone and call those customers, ask them their experience and how they handled something when it went wrong. And a good contractor will not be offended. And matter of fact, they should welcome those questions. And with a new day construction, we want to make sure that a homeowner knows exactly what they're getting line by line before they even sign that contract. That way they feel comfortable that we're going to take care of them through the process and they're going to get their remodel, their bathroom, their kitchen, or whatever we're doing for them exactly where they want it at the price we quoted. So if you're thinking about remodeling your bathroom or any part of the house and you want that second opinion, please reach out. We'd love to help you with that. So if you like this video, watch our next video, Why Every Contractor Sounds Trustworthy Until You Sign the Contract.